Hi, welcome to Launch Sequence. I'm Amber. I want to talk to you today about why I intend to not tell anyone, either that I work with or in my personal life, um, that I don't intend to go back to my corporate job after our world schooling adventure. So, my daughter and I are planning to leave the country and world school, which is homeschooling around the world, for about a year for next school year. I've been telling people, if they ask, that I'm taking a sabbatical from work. But technically, my job doesn't actually offer a sabbatical. I met with the HR department several months ago to talk to them about the possibility, and I said, hey, do you guys offer this? A lot of companies do. My previous company, Deloitte, offers a sabbatical. After a certain number of years, you get a partially paid sabbatical for it depends on how long you've been there, how long they will give you the partially paid sabbatical, which is an amazing benefit. This company does not, and that's okay. I'm still telling people outside of the company, like my ex in particular, that I'm taking a sabbatical, and probably most of my family, that I'm just planning to take a sabbatical. And in a lot of ways, that's actually true. I do plan to come back and do something. So I am taking a sabbatical from work. It's not a paid one. It is not one with a guaranteed job at the end, but I am returning to the US to work. But that work will hopefully look very different. I want to do something entrepreneurial, or something, perhaps I will be able to take on a position with a little less hours, and maybe a little more upside. I just get a normal salary right now, and I would love something that has perhaps some ownership built into it, something along those lines. And the reason that we're able to do that is because I have saved up enough for us to technically lean fire. But that's not where I want to stay. And by lean, I mean I have our basic expenses covered. I don't have enough saved up to pay for my kiddos' college, or to purchase a car for her, or things like that. Like, I would very much like to come back and continue something that adds to our bottom line. But my point in saying that we are lean fire is that nothing bad will happen if it takes me a year to really get started on whatever my future employment looks like. Or if it really is just a part-time thing, or whatever it is, nothing bad will happen in our lives at all. We are covered. And as a single mom, that is on purpose, absolutely intentional. I don't need to be rich, but I need to make sure that we are safe and covered. So that's my approach. And that is why, and the reason I'm not telling anyone that I'm doing that is because I don't want them to look at me as if our financial position is wealthy. And there are some people in my family who, if they heard that I am going to be work optional, would assume that I have boatloads of money saved up. But even $1 million, if you look at the 4% rule, is only, what is it, like less than $40,000 a year. That's not living high on the hog in my cost of living area. And I live in an overall low cost of living area. I live in Kansas, in the greater Kansas City metro area. But there are people in my family who would consider what my net worth was and think that I have money to burn on their behalf, or even worse, that I have time to burn on their behalf. Oh, can you help me with this? Oh, can you do? I don't mind helping people, but I like it to be when I want to do so. In fact, I love helping people, but I want it to be, I don't want people to assume I have time to give them that I don't have to give them. We only get a certain amount. Like, the one non-renewable resource on this earth is time, and I feel that acutely. And so that is one of the main motivators behind me quitting and traveling the world is I only have a few more years with this kiddo at home. And who knows how long I have here on the earth. None of us is guaranteed tomorrow. So with time being such a precious resource, I would rather be time rich than money rich. And so that's a deliberate choice. Okay, the other reason I'm not telling people that I'm not planning to come back to work is plans change. What if we get out there, we have a great year of world schooling, and I truly miss the work that I do. I've mentioned before on here that I love that my work is mission focused. And I feel like I contribute to a greater cause, and I love that. And what if I get out there and I come back and I'm like, okay, my own entrepreneurial efforts don't give me that same sense of satisfaction, and I actually want to go back to the company I work for. There are a lot of nice things about that place, and I don't want to burn those bridges completely, because I could truly change my mind. Right now, I don't think I'm going to, but if that is the best choice for me, I don't want that bridge to be burned. And then the third reason that I am not telling people is because it's just none of their business, right? Like, what we all do is our own business. And I've started noticing, well, with my own kiddos, like when I'm talking to my youngest and telling her, hey, when we come back, I'm probably going to be doing my own things, so I will be home more. Because right now, right now I work at a work from work place. I'm about ready to head into it. And so oftentimes she will get home before me when her school gets out. We live close enough to the school for her to be able to just head home whenever she's done. And so I've told her, like, I plan to do something that is from our house so I can be home more often when we return. And she has said things like, and that it will be my own thing. And she's kind of like, oh, are we rich? Are we gonna blah, blah, blah? And I'm like, no, we are not. And we were shopping the other day with both my kiddos. My college kiddo really has her head on straight, especially with money. She's always been very savvy. We were shopping at Aldi, which is my preferred grocery store because I'm frugal in a lot of ways. And so we're shopping at Aldi, and my youngest was like, well, you can go ahead and you can afford this. And I was like, but I don't want to. And my oldest was like, the reason she can afford this is because she doesn't afford it. She doesn't pay for those extras all the time. And I think we were talking about eating out. Yeah, and which we rarely do. And we cook at home. I'm a good cook. My girls are both good cooks. Like, we eat well, but we make it ourselves. And that's a huge cost savings. So I don't, it's none of their business, but also even kiddos tend to view everything in their life a little differently based on that. So I feel like if my kiddo believes that her mama has to work in order to make ends meet or whatever, that she will appreciate the things that she's provided, perhaps more, perhaps maybe not. I don't know. I could be reading that situation wrong. That's very possible. But those are my reasons that I'm just not telling people that work will be optional after we return from our homeschooling round the world trip. So if you have any experience with that, with doing something outside the norm and the financial assumptions that people make around it, I would love to hear that. Okay, I will talk to you later. Have a great day.